you look in the mirror, see that you truly glimmer. You've been wearing the same suit, that doesn't look too good on you. Go for a new look and let yourself off the hook.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Good morning on this May long weekend. Good morning
Good
to everybody online. We are a community that comes here to celebrate love, and we are the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto, helping you feel that love, know that you're loved, to live an amazing life, and to be the best you can be in life. How does that sound? Yes. That's a good way to be, yes? Yes. And so, to celebrate this, how about you get up on your feet and say hello to your neighbor? Just take a few minutes.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for There's quite enough light and quite enough power to open every heart. One Spirit is in this very room, in this very room, in this very room.
Just take a moment to breathe that in. One Spirit, one love, in this very room. So I am going to give you a few announcements this morning. My name is Reverend Helen Valleau, and the announcement is very simple. You have it in your program. We have our online auction that is happening, and we have an incredible array of services and products that you can go and bid on. So I invite you to take a look at the table out there, see some of the items, and go online and place your bids. We're raising money for our music program, and this is a great, great opportunity to support that for the center. So that is our announcement. Plain and simple. Pretty good, huh? Thanks for that, Rustin. I am going to invite up to the lectern here our practitioner of the day, who, along with 5 other practitioner interns, wrote his practitioner license a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so Nick Matelli, come on up.
Well, as Helen said, I'm a practitioner intern, and when I saw that I had a talk coming up, I decided to work backward from an affirmation and write a talk around an affirmation, which seemed like a good, challenging thing to do. And then I had a bunch of synchronistic events. I love meaningful coincidences that tell me I'm on the right track. And I had a couple of those. First, I had a dream. And I've been a student and have had an interest in dream interpretation for a long time. And this was really simple. I was a guest in a beautiful, rich-looking house, and the police came and arrested me for being the devil. And somebody said I had old grief that I hadn't dealt with. And I realized this was about the shadow unconscious, the dark part of me, the place where I hide memories I don't want to remember, including memories of times when I was guilty or shamed over something I did. And that was what I wanted to talk about. And then the other coincidence was that this week on our Facebook sharing group, Tom in our congregation, who founded the sharing group, put a very good post about the shadow unconscious, written by an author named Jason Hines, and it made the point that the shadow unconscious can be really powerful, and if we get control of it, it can really enrich our lives, which was kind of the point I wanted to make in my talk. So I'll refer you to that. But in Science of Mind, we teach that the unconscious part of our mind is the most powerful part. That's where we put thoughts and deep feelings into the creative law and create our life. And anything that's in that deep part of our mind that we don't pay attention to, that we don't want to think about, is still creating our life, which I think goes partway to explain why things can sometimes go unexpectedly wrong in our lives, and we don't know why that happened. So I've been thinking a lot about the about my own shadow unconscious coming down to the end of my practitioner studies, I recall times in my life, in my past, when I was very near to realizing something and then I suddenly got frightened and didn't follow through. And that's a very upsetting thing to go through, and just stayed with me for a long time. And I got wondering, is that old demon going to come up again and sabotage me? That's the devil from my dream that the cops came to arrest. But the good news, I remembered the good news, and the good news is really good news. I want to offer this to you. I'm completely a choice. I can change what's gone on in the past. I can change what's gone on in my mind, and I can change my experience. And I'm completely in control of this. I was so happy to think about this, and I just felt so empowered. I want to offer you this message, and tell everybody this is the good news, and it's good news for everybody. So I'm going to offer a quote by Ernest Holmes. Until we learn to love, we are not sending out love vibrations. And not until we send out those vibrations can we receive love in return. So self-love is the catalyst that makes all of this happen. And now I'm going to offer an affirmation. And this is a wonderful affirmation that I really love. I've used it for years. Now I've internalized it so I don't have to remind myself as often as I used to have to remind myself. I'll do it in two parts. I'll just offer the first part. It's in your program somewhere, and it's kind of lengthy, so it might be useful to have it in front of you. But I'll do it. I'll offer it in parts and repeat after me, and then we'll repeat the whole thing. I love everything about myself. I love everything about myself. I love my light and I love my darkness. I love my light and I love my darkness. And now all together, I love everything about myself. I love my light and I love my darkness. And one more time. I love everything about myself. I love my light and I love my darkness. And now I invite everyone to get completely present and completely in this moment, in this state of awareness. I know that there's one great loving creator, one source of everything that comes into my life, everything that I experience, all the change and transformation in the world. And I know that I am the loving creator, the face of God. I am in the creative power as everyone is. All of us are bringing our own intention, our own desires and vision to the creative law and creating a reality each for ourselves and sharing it. I'm creating from a deep part of myself, the deep, powerful part of me, which I'm in control of, and I can make all the bounty in the world be mine. I'm open to it. I just let it come from the one creative source. I'm grateful to know this wonderful truth that I'm the creator of my experience, that all the choices available to me are there for me to create a wonderful life. I now release the word to the law, knowing that all of this is true, and I speak the word with confidence. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
So great, Nick. Thank you. Yeah. You know, as the, it's so funny because now I'm going to say, as the former spiritual director here, one of my great joys has always been to teach, and I am so grateful for the wisdom that the practitioners all, and the practitioner students, the practitioner interns really bring to my life. And you know what, I really look forward to continuing to be inspired by them when I am no longer physically here, but I get to watch online, and I will be watching online, so. The featured song of the day today is a song that was introduced to me by actually a woman from Los Angeles, Barbara Shane, who sings with James Mellon's Center in Southern California. And she has been a friend of mine, and I heard her sing this at his service, and I said, Barbara, send me that song. It's by a gentleman, written by a gentleman named Brendan James.
Too many visionaries, too many blind luminaries, too many castaways out begging to be saved. There's too many money chasers ganging up on Mother Nature, too many creature let's start it over. I get to start over if I want, I've decided. Just the lyrics just weren't happening on my tongue in that moment. And actually, can I ask you a favor, Helen? One of the things that I always did is I always moved the lectern back so people could see. I appreciate that. That's actually what caught me off. I was like, but people can't see. Hi. All right, we'll try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Too many visionaries, too many blind luminaries, too many castaways out begging to be saved. There's too many money chasers ganging up on Mother Nature, creature comforting our paradise away. Oh, but who am I to say? I've just been born today in a cabin to myself out in the redwoods. And my word straight to God, or what I think is God. I know another way out if we all could. Stop for a minute. Wipe the progress from our eyes and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify. Advertising, mesmerizing us into that buy it now or never dream. There's too many corporations, too many television stations, too many restaurants not serving what we need. Oh, but who am I to say? I've just been born today in a cabin to myself out in the redwoods. And my word straight to God, or what I think is God. I know another way out if we all could. Stop for a minute. Wipe the progress from our eyes and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify.
Stop for a minute, wipe the progress from our eyes, and stare at the setting sun that holds us here alive, and dream like we've never dreamed, for less, not more this time. You are my ally. If you can, so can I. Simplify. Thank you.
It's so funny because I was standing back there going, the lectern is up here and the paper's on here, and it is really distracting. So thank you, Jonathan, because that was a brilliant song. And thanks to the Queen Street Band. Just an amazing, amazing song. Oh, simplify, simplify, let go of all that stuff out there. Our theme for the month is the mystical journey within. That journey that takes us in a rather circuitous way at times to the divine. And my talk title this morning is Living an Authentic Life. Oh, we have new microphones, part of for our new music program, and so I'm just getting used to this on my head here. Oh, living an authentic life. Because living an authentic life is being willing to release our limiting beliefs about what's going on out there, our limiting beliefs about ourself. How many of you have limiting beliefs about yourself? Oh yeah. That's a lifelong work right there, releasing those limiting beliefs. And it's about living from spiritual truth, remembering who we are, that we are these divine creators, always this divine expression of God moving through us, as us. So the true self, the authentic self within us, says yes. Our true self, our authentic self, says yes to being open, to loving, to compassion, to being vulnerable. Yes, to being vulnerable. The false self, that part of us who would like us to believe it really is our authentic self, prefers no. No to loving ourselves first. No to expansion. No to vulnerability. No to a new way of being and showing up in life. So in New Thought teachings, we talk a lot about being authentic. And yes, it is truly a desirable state to live our life from. And it is a place where our thoughts and our feelings and our actions are so aligned with our God self that is within each one of us. But what do you do? What do you do if you're not really in touch with your true self or your authentic self, or you don't have a sense of that? Because there are a lot of people who say, well, I don't really know what that feels like. I don't know what that is. I have this intellectual idea, but I don't really know. So I'm standing up here and I'm saying, hey, let's live what the mystics have lived for centuries and be our authentic self. But what do you do? And how do you do it? The problem with telling someone to be their authentic self is that, well, they might be an authentic jerk. And how many of you know authentic jerks? I can know a lot of people that kind of act like jerks. and justify it and rationalize it. And so when we're not in touch with our true self, and we're given permission to be, we're not given permission to be authentic from a place of love, then what may happen is some very destructive behavior that is justified in righteous indignation, fueled by that energy of resentment, which is fueled by the story that we create about ourselves and others in our minds. Or maybe it's against ourselves in our own minds. Can any of you relate to that? That story that we create. And so that's not authentic. And while, sometimes getting angry and acting out may be very cathartic and can sometimes open us up to understanding ourselves and realizing, oh, that wasn't the most constructive way to be, and what can I learn from here? It can also be very damaging in that it can allow us to retreat into a depression or shame and guilt, because the anger is always a reaction to feeling that hurt. And it's on the surface, but sometimes it's really hard to deny. So, we'll lash out in destructive ways, passively towards ourselves or aggressively towards ourselves and others. And, for any of you who have little kids, like a 2-year-old can be very authentic. Very authentic. Well, I had a 2-year-old that used to hit and bite me. Very authentic in that moment. And interesting to deal with, sure. But I'm sure we can also all relate to people that we see acting or reacting in a way that for them feels very justified in the moment. But that is not their true authentic self. Our sense of what it means to be authentic is determined by our own degree of self-awareness, by our own consciousness. So we want to be very, very careful. We want to be awake, we want to be aware, and we want to be connected to our feelings, to know what's really going on. And I think it's safe to say that people in this room or people watching online have a sense of what's constructive for them versus what's destructive. And that there's an awareness that our true self is that loving self of us. It's not the part that's rationalized and justified in fear and anger. Our true self is our loving self. It is the love of the divine. It is the love of the divine that is connected to that omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent energy of the universe, of God, of spirit, that is us. There's no separation from it. Ernest Holmes describes love as the self-givingness of spirit unto itself. Itself that is our self. And I'm going to add, love is the self-givingness of spirit unto ourself first. First. We need to fill up with that love. We need to know it and embody it and be filled up with it so that we have something that we can give to others. So knowing our authentic self is dependent on our own level of consciousness and our conscious commitment to our spiritual practices. Our conscious commitment to saying, yes, I'm going to go within instead of getting caught up with what's out there. Because our authentic self is a felt sense. It's not just a knowing. It's not just a picture or an idea. It also has to be integrated, as Nick so eloquently said, and your talk was brilliant. And practitioners, that's how you do a talk. That was brilliant, Nick. And he was so clear in saying, yes, it is what we put into the law. It is what we use in our subconscious mind. Not just, oh, well, I have a thought that I'm going to be authentic, but then rationalize and justify it in something that is completely destructive. And, you know, it's a work in progress for all of us to really back to that internal self of pure divine love. And for few of us are so fully actualized and realized. I know lots of people that still get caught up in the other part of fear versus love. And so, of course, the actualization of ourself is dependent on us being on that mystical journey of going within. Within. Now, you know, it's great to say, okay, I'm going to be love, and everything's love, and, you know, love, and, oh, good, love, and I'm going to be authentic from that place of love. But we have to be really willing to acknowledge what's going on in our life, because we don't get anywhere by ignoring the negativity in our lives. Likewise, we get nowhere by dwelling on the negativity in our lives. But we do get somewhere when we begin that long journey towards replacing the negativity in our own consciousness with something that is loving, that is spiritual truth. And, you know, that's where the rubber hits the road. That's the work, is to recognize what's going on out here and say, well, as Emma Curtis Hopkins says, turn away from the conditions. You recognize it, but you realize that those conditions do not have power over you. They do not have power over us unless, of course, we choose to give them power. And we can choose to do that sometimes. I've done that sometimes. But make no mistake, your authentic self is love and wisdom. And there is no trace of woundedness, anger, or separation. All of those things arise in the false self, the ego mind. Because at the level of the ego, edging God out, yes, that is our programmed, reactive mind. That is all the programming that we've been taught from, well, let's start right back at conception. Conception and childhood and teenage years, and as we move out into the world and we buy what's going on in the collective consciousness, and we make that our truth and our right place. No, that's the ego that wants us to stay in fear. Don't be vulnerable. Don't put yourself out there. Don't dream about the possibilities of your life. So as a result of the programming, our first impulse is to say no. How many of you recognize that? No. Can't do that. No, that won't work. No. Oh, look what's going on in the world. No, no, no. No to our own good. On the other hand, our true authentic self is that deepest aspect of our wisdom and our love, and it takes practice to access it. And this work is done by digging down deep into our subjective mind to root out all those unconscious patterns that we've developed. Patterns which are often immune to just a positive thought. But I'm thinking positive. Why isn't it changing? No. No. Even steady positive thinking. Because it's so rooted in our feelings as well. It's so rooted in our feelings of unworthiness, of shame, not being good enough in some way. And therefore we say no to ourselves and no to the goodness in our life. And I had a perfect example of this week. I was working with someone, and they're looking for what's next in their life, and just wanting some clarity around it. And so we were talking about it a little bit, and we got back into, I started asking this person, well, what did you want to be when you were a child? And it's not that you're going to go and be that, but what did that make you feel? What did you feel? And we kept dialing it down. Well, I felt that I was this. I felt that I was being good in my life. I felt that, and it was always an intellectual answer. So I'd say, and what would that make you feel? And another intellectual answer would come, and I'd say, well, and what would that make you feel? And another intellectual answer would come, and I'd go, and what would that make you feel? Finally, I got down to worthy. I would feel worthy. And I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to only do things for yourself that give you that sense of worthiness, so that you are feeling so worthy. It's nurturing your worthiness. It's filling you up with worthiness. And this person said to me, well, that would be selfish. That feels really selfish. I said, oh, no. It's self-full. Self-full. Because if you cannot love yourself first, how the heck are you going to show up in life and really, truly give to anybody else? Right? It's like the oxygen mask in the plane. So I said, do only things that fill you up and give you that feeling of worthiness. Why don't you try that on for this week? Only do things that give you that sense and feeling of worthiness, that you are filling up with your own good. You willing to give that a try for the week? Uh-huh. Yeah. Because it's about being self-full. I said, then you'll get the clarity. I guarantee you, you will have the clarity of what it is you want to do next. Because the clarity will come from a place within you that is so compelling and so spirit-driven, versus you getting caught up in all the stuff out here, because this person went to one seminar and all these people were out of work and it was all about ageism. I'm like, no, do not buy into that collective consciousness, because you've completely put yourself out of the game. So it's all about you getting clear from that sense of worthiness, not getting caught up in the ideas out here of the lack and the fear, or because you're this age or you're, don't have that. No, within. Fill up. Because all the great wisdom teachers and mystics in various ways say that you cannot truly see or understand anything if you begin with a no. So no no's this week. No no's. You have to start with a yes. A yes of a basic acceptance, which means you do not too quickly label, analyze, or categorize things as good or bad or right or wrong. Because the false self always strengthens itself. That ego strengthens itself through constriction. And how many of you, when you get caught up in all that reactive energy, you can actually feel the constriction in your body? It's tight. ooh, ooh. It gets tighter and tighter the more we're in reaction. So when you feel that fear, your body goes, no, no. When you have an opportunity for life to open up, the ego gets in there. No. More constriction. Well, there's a whole mysterious world out there that you can step into. Nope. The ego says, nope. Nope, you can't do that. But living out of the truth self, your authentic self, that involves positive choice. It creates an inner spaciousness to feel your feelings, to have conscious understanding, and resist those knee-jerk reactions. And it's not easy. This is an important work we have to do here, all of us. It takes that consistent, contemplative prayer, meditation, affirmation, a willingness to be awake and be aware, and to realize when I'm saying no. Because sometimes I might not even realize it. Sometimes I say no so unconsciously. And it's like, oh, what did I just say? Whoops, hang on here. Let me step back. I'm going to say yes. It also means we have to stop critiquing everything and judging it as good or bad or right or wrong. Right? Consciousness accepts everything and judges nothing. Yeah, that's a good journey, mystical journey to be on, because once you've learned how to say a fundamental yes to yourself, later on, you can say no to what doesn't serve you. But you have to, first of all, say yes to yourself. To yourself. You know, our life and our temperament aren't destroyed. They aren't rejected by saying yes to us, to really filling up with self-love. Because once we do that, we have love, we have peace, we have compassion, we have forgiveness, and this comes so easily and effortlessly when we're willing to say yes. Because then we start to live inside the big body of love. So all those reactions, think of them as detours of the false self. They're all just delaying tactics. They're bumps in the road. They're those pressure points sometimes that create something new in us. And sometimes, that pressure can feel so intense. But it creates something new in us in the long run. Oh. Do you know what pressure does to carbon beneath the earth? Diamonds, yes. Diamonds, one soft black carbon becomes beautiful, radiating light under pressure. We all have that diamond essence within us. Yes, our diamond of love will always, always be stronger than fear. And you cannot find the great love except through finding yourself too. And you cannot find your true authentic self without falling into the great love of the divine that is everywhere present. It is all around us. All we have to do is be willing to see it, be willing to acknowledge it. So therefore, do not look out at reality. You look out from reality, reality with a capital R, the reality of spiritual truth. What's out here is not reality. In other words, God is not out there. You are in God, and God is within you. You are think of yourself as right in the middle of reality, and you're a part of all of it. This is the mystic journey of participation with God in your life. And choose to participate in something that is bigger than you. Because your life is not just about you. You are about life. You are about God, and God is the happening inside of you. And all you need to do is say yes, 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 yes. So be in that right relationship with yourself. Be connected, be conscious, experience the pure consciousness of love, because you are the channel of the divine. You are the channel of the divine. And it is through you that divine right action takes place. And when you get this, you will have a unitive, intensive experience of your authentic self. And that is what you are being called into, the mystery of the divine. And once you experience it, you will never, ever settle for dualism. You will only be in unification with the divine at all times. And I guarantee you, you will not be an authentic jerk. You will be authentic, yes, but you will be a loving, compassionate you that says yes to your good. Namaste. And so, what I'm going to offer up is just, place your hands over your heart. Breathe into that beautiful heart space. Breathe it in. And let us know that there is only one divine power and presence right here, right now. It is God. It is good. It is the universal divine, brilliant light, that diamond essence that is sparkling and shining so bright. It is within each and every one of us right here, right now. It is our truth. Let us know it. Let us be it. Let us turn away from anything that does not reflect this brilliant diamond essence within. For this is our authentic self. Breathe it in. Let it yourself embody it. Know it. Be it. And say yes. Yes. Yes to it. For my word is spoken. It is already done. It goes into that incredible law of creation. And therefore, that is what we turn our face to when we look out into the world and we see that diamond light. Breathe it in. And I say yes to my good. Let's hear it. Yes to my good. Yes to my diamond essence. Yes to my authentic self. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you. So as the baskets go around for our collection, please take what you have to offer. And fill it with that light, that love. Knowing that, this love is energy. What we give to the center is the currency of love. I ask you to cheerfully give, lovingly give from your heart space. And as the baskets go around, we are going to sing My Good. So I invite you to stand up.
My good is my God. My God is my good. All the good there is belongs to me. My good is my God. My God is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My God is my good. I have all I ever need. My good is my God. My good is my joy. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy I seek belongs to me. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy there is belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My God is my good. I have all I ever need. My good is my God. My good is my love. My good is my love. My love is my good. All the love there is belongs to me. My good is my love. My love is my good. All the love I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My God is my good. I have all I ever need. My good is my God. My good is my God. My good is my God. My good is my God.
All right, Nick, I'm going to invite you up. Also, if you didn't fill out a prayer card and you want a prayer card filled out, you can still fill it out and leave it with us and we'll collect it for sure. But Nick, if you would say a blessing over the offering, please.
Okay. I recognize the source of all our bounty, and I recognize everyone here who contributes to our bounty in all the ways that all of us contribute. Our time, our treasure, our gifts. All of these are coming to the center and enriching our lives. I recognize this huge spectrum of bounty, and I'm grateful to think about it and how much it enriches our lives, how I'm open to receive it. All of us are open to receive it. I release the word to the law, knowing how bountiful the one Creator is. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you. So I have a number of people to thank today for setting up. For setup this morning, I'd like to thank Carol and Lori. I'd like to thank Rebecca and Marge, our board members. Our greeter was Linda this morning. Cleanup, Tony and Lucy, thank you. On sound, we have Brendan. We have Jim on camera. We have Mahala up with the dynamic kids. Margaret Ann, thank you for your beautiful meditation. Thank you. Nick, yes, you were brilliant. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And today we have Judy on as our community practitioner. So if you would like to have a 5-minute prayer treatment with Judy, then go and see her in the practitioner room. She's there for you this afternoon. I'd also like to thank my beloved Reverend Jonathan Zenz for your beautiful voice, for being who you are. Thank you. To the Queen Street Band, thank you so much for all the great music today. And is there anybody here for the first time? Yes? Yeah? You know what? I'm going to ask you to stand up. And then I'm going to ask everybody else to stand up too, so you're not going to be alone. I'm going to ask all of us to stand up, and can we please repeat after me? Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here.
We see you.
We see you.
We love you.
We love you.
You are amazing.
You are amazing.
We're grateful for your presence with us today.
We are grateful for your presence with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you might as well stay standing. Our closing song today. No?
I have a whole song to sing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
can
sit
sit
down. Relax.
It was a nice idea.
I'm thinking, wow, I'm a little bit early today.
This is a good.
I had more in my talk. Lori said, oh my God, how long is your talk? I was printing off so many pages, but
This is a good reminder.
it is a good reminder. Jonathan.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me, as me. Where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me, as me. For where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer, here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me, as me. stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I see, where I dance my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is. God is. God is. God
Okay, we wouldn't have wanted to have missed that. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. All right, now we're going to stand up. Take it out into the streets. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your long weekend, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. Many blessings and lots of love to you. And we're going to finish it off.
Yeah.
Take it away,
We're getting the same
Jonathan.
Well, it's an idea whose time has come. A new generation decides as one. Of the same small planet we are born. It's never been so obvious before. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air, and I think we ought to get along better, you and I. The future of history is crystal clear. The borders between us will disappear. Of the same small planet we are born, and there's no foreign country anymore. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better.